So how to crochet edges every time, especially when you're doing single crochets. So this is my way of making straight edges on my crochet projects. I will just make a swatch just to show you, and this can be applied in every project that you need straight edges. Just a tip, especially for beginners, I have here a stitch marker, because I would suggest that you use stitch markers on the first stitch so that it will not be missed when you turn your work. So to start off, I will make my slip knot, and I also have a separate video on how I make my slip knot, and it's on the iCard on the top right corner of your screen. It's here. Alright, so make your slip knot, and I will just be making a short swatch just to show you. So this is just the regular single crochet chains. This one is enough. We're going to make our single crochet on the second chain from the hook, and until we reach the last chain. And now we reach our last chain. Now we are done with our first row. What I do is I will just turn my work, and I'm going to make my first single crochet on the very first chain. But I see to it that this chain on my hook is not so tight. There, it has a little space so that my hook can freely move. Because if you make this so tight, the tendency of your edges will be curling. So make it a little bit loose and make your single crochet on the very first chain. For those who are just new in crochet, most of the time they miss, when they turn their work, they miss the very first chain that they made on the previous row. So much better if you're going to put on your stitch marker. You can use whatever stitch marker is available. So let's proceed with our second row. So just continue your single crochet. So now we are on our last chain. So make your single crochet on the very last chain. And again, when you do your single crochet on the last chain, don't make it so tight as well. Insert your hook, grab your yarn. Don't make it so tight, a little bit loose. Because again, this is the edge, it will curl. So turn your work again, make your single crochet. You can add again your stitch marker because the stitch marker that we use is still attached. So again, you can add another stitch marker on the first chain. So again, continue your single crochet row until you reach your stitch marker. So now we know that we need to make another single crochet on this chain because we have our stitch marker. So now we can remove our stitch marker and make your single crochet on that very last chain. Again, don't make it so tight. Hold it a little bit longer, a little bit loose, and make your single crochet. In that way, your sides will not be curling. You know what I mean? So now we have finished our single crochet rows, and if you can see, both sides are straight. So to finish our tutorial for today, the first tip is it's either you count your stitches or make use of a stitch marker. And secondly, when you do your last and your first chains or single crochet, whatever the case may be, don't make it so tight because it will tend to curl like this. If it is too tight, then your edges will be curling. All right, I hope you learned a thing or two on our tutorial for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy crocheting, everyone, and stay safe.